This morning we're going to plant some jojobas in our little farm. My name is MrsBPotts. I'm a horticulturist. I've been in the industry about 30 years. I'm a certified arborist, master gardener, just about every acronym you can put behind my name I have. So we're going to plant jojobas today. The botanical name of jojoba is Simonsia chinensis. It's a native plant to the Sonoran Desert. The reason I want to put them in our little front yard here is I like to have edible plants as much as possible. And jojobas will produce almost an almond looking nut if you get the right genus. And they're very delicious. Around Father's Day they become ripe. You can put them in the oven and roast them with a little salt and olive oil. And they're very, very good. They're good for you. Jojoba oil is very good for you. Good for your skin, good for your hair. I'm sure everybody's heard about all the hair products that had jojoba oil in it. That's where these are produced from. That's what we're going to do today.
How big do they get?
They can get anywhere between 8 to 15 feet in diameter if you let them. We're going to keep the size managed because they're here on the corner of the intersection in front of our house. I kind of wanted them for some traffic screening, to kind of diffuse the headlights of the people coming down the street, as well as having something to eat on. They're not very showy. They're a pretty bland looking plant. Leaves are very leathery and thick. They're very, very drought tolerant. No bloom to speak of. They have a very insignificant little flower. And finding one that fruits is kind of a crapshoot. There's no way to tell by looking at the plant. You can't look under the leaf and see whether it's a male or female. So we're going to plant 3 and hopefully we have a 30% chance of getting one that'll fruit.
And how deep and how wide do you plant the containers?
The containers are never planted any deeper than the root flare, where the plant starts to come out of the ground. And double the width is what they say. I'm not all about doing a whole bunch of extra work if I don't have to. My soil's pretty good here. It's pretty sandy, loamy, with some clay. So I won't go more than maybe a third bigger in diameter than the plant itself. No reason to do a bunch of extra work, and I want that plant to get out into the native soil as soon as possible. So no amendments as well. I will throw a little sulfur and probably a little triple 14 granular fertilizer on them just to give them a little jump start. It's supposed to be hot next week, 90 degrees plus. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a little juice and get them going.
So are jojobas like a fruit or just an oil? Or like a nut?
The jojoba fruit is a nut.
Okay.
Like an almond.
Okay.
Very high in oil.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why they were harvested for oil.
Oh, okay.
Some big farms they built in the 80s down by Yuma.
Uh-huh.
Giant, if you ever go to San Diego on I-8, you see the old abandoned jojoba farms. Everybody thought they were going to make millions of dollars on this oil. And they didn't realize it takes sometimes 15 years for the plant to mature enough to produce fruit.
Oh, wow.
And people didn't have the patience to wait that long for a return on their investment, so they just abandoned them.
Oh. Okay. Can't believe they wouldn't have researched that before they...
Yeah, you think. But get rich quick. That's what everybody was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
People that did it. And somebody made some money.
Yeah.
Whoever produced the baby jojobas obviously made money.
Yeah.
See, that's too deep.
Okay.
I want that up on a pinnacle a little bit, sitting up above the grade. Just a little, so that's a little too deep. So I'm just going to put a little soil back in. Real important, I pack that well so it doesn't sink. First time I water it, the soil doesn't sink. Still just a little low. That's about right there.
Okay.
See how it appears to be just a little bit above grade. Loosen the root ball up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Flip it over in my hand. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart. still see the original planting piece right here as they bumped them up.
Uh-huh.
This isn't very well rooted, that's why it broke apart. Do a little compaction around the root ball to get the air bubbles out. The voids. Air voids will suck the moisture out of the root ball like a sponge. So I want to make sure there's no air in. Never put any soil on top of the root ball.
Okay.
I don't prefer to. Like that.
Oh, cool. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.